Hola y buenos dias. So I know that you all have been working on learning several different question words, and this is the final presentation about question words in Spanish. And so we're going to look at three different question words today, and we'll go ahead and get started. So the first question word here is como, and you've seen this word before. Como most of the time means how, but every now and then it will mean what, and we'll look at some of those types of questions as we go through this presentation together. The next word is cuándo, which means when. And the last question is por qué, which means why. And I will go ahead and say that por qué is one of the more difficult question words, but when you can ask that question, it's really important to be able to ask it because it gives you clarity into why people are thinking about doing something or the rationale they're kind of going through as they're making a decision. So we're going to look at these three different question words today. So getting started, ¿cómo es tu clase de español? I want you to note that como a lot of times goes with this verb es, como es, and it's really asking you to describe how is your Spanish class? What's it like? And so I want you to notice that just there, I translated it as what. But most of the time it means how, but we might see here is what is it like or what is your Spanish class like, and the way that you would go about answering is that you'd probably say something like mi clase de español es difícil pero interesante. My Spanish class is difficult but interesting. um, you'll also notice that como is put with other words like como te llamas, like what is your name, or um, what do you go by? ¿Cómo te llamas? So this is one of those odd cases where como is the question word that's being used. And you've kind of memorized this question, so I don't think that should be very difficult. But just note that como goes with como te llamas. It would also go with como se llama, what is his or her name. Then another way that we might look at this is like we would answer this question, me llamo Diego, but we also might see ¿Cómo estás? How are you feeling today? And this is kind of where that how comes into play. But how are you feeling today? And we might say, estoy cansado. I'm tired. Um, the next question word that I want to get into is ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué comes una ensalada? Why are you eating a salad? And I might answer you and say, como una ensalada porque soy gordo. And I want to clue you into the answer to this type of question in that a lot of times it has the word por qué in the answer. And por qué here in this case, porque is because when it's separated into two words, por and que, it means why. But when it's all together, it means because. And so that ought to give you a real quick clue that it's probably going to be the question word, por qué, to be able to answer this type of, or to make this type of question. Next, ¿por qué llevas un abrigo? Why are you wearing a coat? Well, we might answer, llevo un abrigo porque hace frío hoy. I'm wearing a coat because it's cold today. Llevo un abrigo porque. There's our keyword, porque. So you're going to see this both in the answer and in the question. ¿Cuándo? ¿Cuándo is when? So, ¿cuándo juegas fútbol? And you might answer, juego fútbol los viernes. Again, the key here is that when you ask cuándo, you're asking when, which means time or something that deals with a date or a calendar event. But you're looking for a particular date, time, season that something is happening in. And so if you see that in the answer, that should be a quick giveaway as to that it's a cuándo question. Another one might be, ¿Cuándo vas al cine? When are you going to the movies? And someone might answer you, voy al cine a las 8:30. I hope this has helped with explaining these question words and how they work. You'll have a Google form today to work on. If you have any questions, as always, you can email me or do a Google Hangout chat with me, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. All right. Bueno, nos vemos. Hasta luego.